A bottle of Baccarat Rouge 540 costs $325. A bottle of Fine Rye the New Rouge costs less than $20. A style caster editor spritzed it on her wrists, walked into the room, and her husband turned around and asked if she was wearing something new, because she smelled like a fancy boutique. He was right. She was. It just didn't cost $300 to get there. The luxury fragrance industry has spent decades convincing you that the price is the point. 8 perfumes on this list prove otherwise, and the one sitting at number 1 has been quietly outperforming bottles that cost 20 times more. Here's the part the fragrance counter won't say out loud. A huge share of what you pay for a luxury perfume is the bottle, the campaign, the celebrity, and the retail markup. Not the liquid inside. The actual formula, the oils, the chemistry that makes a scent beautiful and lasting can be replicated for a fraction of that price. And in 2026, it consistently is. Before we start, drop in the comments which luxury fragrance you've always wanted but never bought. By the end of this video, you might already own the answer. Number 8. Elizabeth Arden Green Tea. Start with the original underdog. Green tea launched decades ago, costs around $25 to $38 depending on size, and has outlasted trends, recessions, and 100 fragrances that came and went. The opening is clean and bright. Bergamot and lemon over a green tea heart, jasmine underneath, and the result is fresh, crisp, and quietly elegant in a way that reads as expensive without announcing itself. Fragrance editors have compared the profile to clean European luxury scents that retail near $200, and the longevity is honest for an eau de toilette. This is the fragrance that the industry never managed to kill because it was simply too good and too affordable to fade away. And if classic clean is one end of the spectrum, the next one is the warm, cozy end entirely. Number 7. Ariana Grande Cloud. Nobody expected a celebrity fragrance to become a genuine cult favorite, and that surprise is exactly why Cloud keeps winning. It opens with dreamy lavender and juicy pear, settles into a creamy heart of coconut and whipped cream, and dries down to a warm, addictive musk that reviewers consistently describe as impossible to stop smelling. It's been tested against luxury white musks and warm florals costing well over $200, and it holds its own in blind comparisons because it is genuinely complex and well-constructed, not just sweet. The price sits around $40 to $50 depending on size, which is where most luxury bottles start their first decimal place. And the next fragrance costs even less while delivering something most designer houses charge significantly more for. Number 6. Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 62. This one bends the rules in the best way. It isn't technically an eau de parfum. It's a body fragrance mist. And it performs better than half the perfumes in this list in terms of projection and compliments generated per wear. The notes are mouth-wateringly good. Pistachio and salted caramel over warm vanilla, with a sun-warmed skin quality that makes it smell like you've been somewhere beautiful. Reviewers who wear it describe getting stopped and ask what they're wearing constantly, which is the only real measure that matters. It layers beautifully over a simple moisturizer and costs around $15. Which is roughly what some luxury brands charge for a sample. Summer or not, this is one of the most requested affordable fragrances for a reason. But the next one is where the Baccarat Rouge story begins. Number 5. Zara Red Temptation. Zara's fragrance line has quietly become one of the most talked about budget discoveries in the fragrance community, and Red Temptation is the piece that started the conversation. It's a warm, spicy, amber and vanilla blend that fragrance reviewers have consistently placed in the same category as Maison Francis Kurkdion's Baccarat Rouge 540, a $325 bottle that became the most imitated fragrance in the world. Testers wearing Red Temptation have reported receiving the same compliments they get when wearing the original, and it sells for around $20. It won't fool a perfumer at close range, but on skin, in a room, at a dinner, the difference is essentially invisible. When a $20 fragrance competes with a $300 one on the street, the price gap stops making sense, and the next one takes that same spirit and pushes it further. Number 4. Dozier Ambery Saffron. Dozier built its entire brand around one idea: Take the formula that makes a luxury fragrance great, make it better where possible, and sell it without the markup. Ambery saffron is their answer to Baccarat Rouge 540, and fragrance editors have described it as almost uncomfortably close. Warm, golden, and sophisticated, with the saffron-amber cedar combination that made the original famous. At around $30, it even outperforms the luxury version in longevity according to reviewers, which is the cruel irony of expensive fragrances. The bottle costs $300, and the budget alternative lasts longer on skin. A sustainable marketing founder profiled by Business Insider specifically named Dozier as her choice over buying the Gucci fragrance it references, not as a compromise, but as a preference. And the next brand agrees with that logic entirely. Quit pause. If your fragrance shelf is already reconsidering its life choices, tap subscribe now, because the top 3 are the ones that make the $500 bottles genuinely difficult to justify. Let's keep going. Number 3. Rue Saint-Honoré. Y sits in a slightly different category from the pure budget fragrances. It retails around $52, but the reason it earns this list is what you get for that price compared to what the luxury counter sells at 3 to 5 times more. Named after a Parisian street, Rue Saint-Honoré is a white floral gardenia at the center, rose and jasmine around it, a clean musk underneath, and editors who have reviewed it describe it as one of the most convincingly luxurious, affordable fragrances they've tested. It was ranked among the best affordable perfumes that genuinely smell as luxurious as designer brands by multiple editorial teams. The sillage is delicate and close, the kind that makes people lean in, and the bottle looks expensive because it genuinely is well designed. This is the fragrance for the woman who doesn't want to announce what she spent. The next 2 are for the woman who wants the compliments. Number 2. Lattafa Camra. If one fragrance has changed how people think about the whole category, it's Camra. A warm, spicy gourmand. Cinnamon, praline, vanilla, tonka. The fragrance community's verdict is near universal. It performs at a level that makes luxury houses uncomfortable. Projection is enormous, lasting easily through a full day, and the scent itself is cozy, complex, and deeply addictive in a way that gets people asking about it constantly. It sits right at the edge of $20, and it has been compared blind to fragrances costing $200 and above, with reviewers genuinely struggling to call the difference. It was the standout of the earlier Perfume episode for good reason, and it earns its place here for the same one. When a $20 bottle gets mistaken for a $200 one all day, the luxury price stops making any argument at all. And that leaves the single most convincing affordable fragrance on this entire list. Number 1. Fine Rye, the New Rouge. This is the one that closed the argument. A Target fragrance. A vegan, cruelty-free formula. A price under $20. And a Stylecaster editor who spritzed it on her wrists, walked into the room, and had her husband turn around and ask what she was wearing, because she smelled like a fancy boutique. The New Rouge is a saffron amber sandalwood fragrance built as a clear reference to Baccarat Rouge 540, and it earns the comparison. The golden saffron opening is genuine, the amber resin heart is warm and substantial, and the dry down is sophisticated enough that no one guesses the price. It lasts, it projects, and it gets the compliments that $300 bottles get. When a fragrance that costs less than a takeaway coffee passes for a $300 icon, the luxury industry doesn't have a price argument left. It just has a logo. And most people can't smell a logo. There is one thing that makes any perfume on this list last twice as long, and it costs nothing. It's a single step you do to your skin before you spray, something almost nobody bothers with, and it's the difference between a scent that fades by noon and one that carries you into the evening. I break that exact step down in the next video, so watch it before your next spray. It's on your screen right now.